Regarding Mika, there are two types of player. Sensei who UE50 her, and Sensei who borrow her. And if you have followed some of my raids guide, you may have realized that I'm fond of running teams at low investment, as long as it's stable. Kinda like last Shirokuro raid. While you still need crits for this team to work, at least you don't need to worry about the feather falling on either Izuna or Tasumi. So do you even need to invest in Mika? Let's find out in this video. Mika is a front student, and she uses SMG, which means she has low accuracy. Knowing this, some players will suggest you maxing Himari's basic skill to make up for her low accuracy in Chist, which may seem reasonable if you use Himari in PvP, but you may not have realized Chist only has 200 evasion, and against that evasion, Mika has 88.7% hit rate. Now, if you add Himari basic, then Mika has 95.4% hit rate. So that's an 6.5% increase. Looks good, right? Until you realize that if you leave Himari basic at level 1, then Mika hit rate is already 92.72%. So that's only an 3% increase. If you have Himari on the team, at least 3% is higher than our gacha rate, right? Speaking of gacha, have you ever heard Mika's introduction? Okay, let's go back to Mika review. What makes Mika good is her sub, which gives her 100% crit uptime, while her X let Mika deal higher damage, depending on the enemy's remaining HP. Honestly, unless you're doing Kaiten with a lot of targets, it doesn't really matter. If you use Mika as a hyper carry, then you most likely just spam her X anyway. It only matters if you want a higher score, and that team has a better DPS like Kazusa, low HP. Back to our question, do you need to invest in Mika? Well, yes and no. If you don't intend to do Torment Raid, and you have all the special students like Eiko, Himari, New Year Fuka and Dewey, then you can just save your resources and borrow UE50 Mika instead. Then only exception is when you need to run teams with both Kazusa and Mika. Besides, you don't need Mika to clear any challenge stages. As for stages where you can skip the mechanics with Mika, you can actually borrow her in that event. Mika and support students' relationship can be explained via this Mr. Bean episode. There are many ways to start a car, however, missing either of them. In this case, the steering wheel will hurt your experience a lot in raid, so if you don't have all the core support students, then you'll need to UE40 plus Mika. If you want to borrow support students instead, and that's just my opinion, whether you follow it or not is up to you. It's just a game, so play it the way you like. Moving on to PvP. The best way to describe Mika's performance is pretty much, if you don't have a counter for her, then you'll have a hard time. Since Mika is technically a DPS, she can delete any tanks. Nope! If she actually hits them in the first place, Mika can delete Aimi easily. So the most reliable counter tank to her is Marina. Note that Mika has a badge as well, so her survivability is a bit RNG. Back to the first video. I used Mika here because this defense team used Nutsuki in Shiroko. My backline most likely can't survive that. That's why I put Mika on the right flank with no counter to her. So how to counter Mika, you ask? Use a student with high accuracy like Shun. Whether she hits Mika or not is another thing. The most reliable way to do it is to just use Mishiro. That's pretty much for this video. Good luck farming and thanks for watching.